security program on spreadsheets, new regulations piling up, and audit dread? It's time for Vanta. Vanta automates security and compliance, brings evidence into one place, and cuts audit prep by 82%. Less manual work, clearer visibility, faster deals, zero chaos. Call it compliance or call it compliance. Get it? Join the 15,000 companies using Vanta to prove trust. Go to vanta.com/calm.
Are you old enough to remember watching VHS tapes? Or maybe you just see some lying around. How could you make money online from watching those VHS tapes? Stay tuned to find out.
Being an entrepreneur sounds like, yes, another new client. I did it. But it can also sound like, I am really not understanding this technology, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Am I even cut out for this? That's why I started the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, to help infopreneurs, coaches, and course creators who want to build a business online but are battling technology, overwhelm, procrastination, and even imposter syndrome. Think successfully, think differently, think bigger, and take action by learning tips from an array of business owners, all dropping knowledge on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another dose of Making Money Online with VHS Tapes Learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkmann, and I have been in the coaching, course creation, and online space since like the 90s. So yeah, got a little bit of experience under my belt. And yet, here I am still learning. But this begs the question, who are you? And to me, the answer to that, my friend, is infinitely more important, because I think you are a driven entrepreneur, perhaps even an infopreneur that is here because you are ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal tips, or business tips and results. Very important to get those results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here dropping something you'll probably not hear on any other podcast. We're going to talk about making money from watching VHS tapes. What did he say? Yeah, making money from watching VHS tapes. Now, why in the world would you want to listen to this episode? Because I think it's chock full of creative ideas that are right in front of our face. Before I get ahead of myself here, I want you to listen to this to the very end, because this is a business model that might not make you rich, but could be a very lucrative hobby. So hear me out. Now, for those who are perhaps too young to remember, VHS tapes were the predecessors to your DVDs. So for my younger crowd, go ask your parents, maybe even your grandparents. But these days, you can probably find these big, what were they, 4 by 6 by 1 inch thick boxes full of film tape. You can find these just probably littered through yard sales and attics in little dark corners of your basement throughout the world, let alone America. You know why? Because no one wants them. They're obsolete, they're like cassette tapes, right? Some people might say they're like albums, but I love albums. But here's the question. How do you monetize something that nobody wants? Well, think about this. They might not want the VHS tapes themselves, but there's stuff on them that people might want. Think about the cassette tapes I just mentioned, right? The cassette tapes, obsolete. Right, I have a cassette tape player over here in my closet. Ran across it the other day. That made me think about what we're about to talk about. Now, the music that's on those cassette tapes, I now have in digital format, so I want what's on it. But the cassette tape itself, I don't want. Let's talk about Dylan Trishard. Now, see, he's been doing what many are not. But he's been monetizing VHS tapes. And he does this by scouring the VHS tapes that are recorded at home that contained commercials, maybe news bulletins, Crime Stopper stories, news updates, local advertisements, so forth and so on. Now, before you go on and go, what a nut job is this? I sit there and I think back, to when I was in my early 20s and my mom had 2 VHS recording machines on top of her TV in her living room. And what she would do is whenever there was a show that was coming on that she wanted to watch, she would record it, even if she was watching it while it was recording. Why? Sometimes she fell asleep while she was watching it and didn't want to miss it. So she would rewind the tape. And she had 50, 60, 70 of these tapes that she rotated through. Many of them ended up in her storage facility. She had a large storage facility when my dad and her retired. And she never got rid of them. Yeah. So someone like Dylan Trishard would come along and scoop those up from them, and he would scour through them. Now, unlike television programs and movies, no one else is going to officially release these little, VHS time capsule nuggets. So this really kind of creates an opportunity for someone to look for them, capture them, and post them on Twitch, on YouTube, on Vimeo, on their websites, wherever it is. Okay, that sounds tedious, Tracy. How am I going to make money doing that? Well, think about it. You can monetize this through any number of channels, through paid advertisement, through Patreons, right? And you take someone like Pete, who doesn't just curate, he also comments. Now, Pete takes a step further than some might, and myself might be, but he provides this witty Beavis and Butthead style commentary on whatever's happening in front of the tapes. Think Theater 2001 with the little animated characters, with the little puppet characters, and the live guy watching this old, dated horror movie and making all their witty comments. There you go, something like that. Now, here's the cool thing. Imagine getting paid to literally watch old VHS tapes to find those hidden gems within. And Pete isn't only doing this. There are other VHS curators out there making money in various ways, including some turn the clips into stories, others who focus on old religious programs, others that focus on old personal development programs, right? I found someone who actually found old televised, my tongue just tripped my ideas and I couldn't see what I was saying. I found someone who found old televised versions of some content from Norman Vincent Peale, right? Who was the other person I'm thinking of? Napoleon Hill, thank you. Yeah, from Napoleon Hill from back in the 50s, cleaned it up and then put it on, his YouTube channel. Yeah, and he's driven thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, I'm not going to look it up right now, of views. And of course, he's on the YouTube program, so he's getting monetized from that. Keep in mind, right, as you find these nuggets, if you want to try this, you may receive a cease and desist notice. There could be someone out there who owns the rights to it, and they may want to enforce some 30, 40, 50 plus year old copyright. If you receive one, it's really easy to remove that particular clip rather than fight it. That's fine. And maybe you find out it's part of eminent domain or whatever it is. They're calling it Creative Commons, and you have a right to do it. You could fight it. But here's the thing. This particular business model, while it might not make you rich, it could be a lucrative hobby if you get enough followers and subscribers to tune into your broadcast, to view your videos. And as you're going through it, what could really be cool is maybe you find some unique niche that's out there that you're just like, wow, this is really cool. Let's think about Crime Stoppers for a moment. Now, maybe there's some old stories out there that have been long since forgotten, and you come across someone who has all this recordings on VHS of old television news broadcasts. You could take those old broadcasts and show and just put them up there and say, remember when this, and Crime Stoppers that, and here's how we used to do. I don't know, I'm just shooting ideas out here. Old news bulletins. I think so many times we get so caught up in what's going on today that we forget, you know what? It happened back then as well. And it hasn't really changed. So the world isn't going to hell in a handbasket, because you know what? It was happening back then. It's happening now. I'm off on a little rambling. Anyway, let me reel myself back in here, right? Here's an idea that just hit me. So some of the movie stars and, talking heads from back in the day, back in the VHS days, they're getting older, right? and they're passing away, unfortunately. It's just how it happens. So if you had a library of this content, you could pull together a little, I don't know, memorial to them that you could air that could gain momentum. And again, if you think about putting it on YouTube, it could gain momentum and you can get paid for it. There was a YouTube program that once you reach, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, they'll start paying you for your views. Every single view you get X amount of pennies, right? I think they pay per 1,000 views. So, if I remember correctly, it's between $20 and $50 on the average per 1,000 views. Now think about this. If you find something unique and a basket of old VHS tapes that you could bring to life and take people down memory lane once again, not copyrighted content here, but you're like, wow, remember when, right? And bring that up. And heck, who knows, if you're one of those video whizzes, check this out. There are so many of us out here, and I'm speaking for myself right here, that would love to have access to some of this old raw content that they could use for B-roll. Now you're talking about someone like a Shutterstock or Storyblocks that could buy your content from you. Yeah. Old original beach footage from Los Angeles in the 80s. Yeah, right? It's sitting in someone's basement. It's sitting in someone's basket saying, here, take all 50 tapes for 50 cents. And you find some of this amazing content and someone goes, oh, wow, that's great. I need to put this in my video. You feel me? Yeah. The ideas are almost endless, but you could use Dylan Trishard's idea of just airing some of this and being witty and being fun with it and have a Patreon or maybe even a paywall. Say, hey, if you like this content, I have even more of it. I have hours more of it behind this paywall. Give me $9 a month and I'll keep adding more to it, whatever it might be. I don't think you're going to get rich doing this, but certainly it could take some hobby if you're into this kind of technology. And, it can help pay for the costs of it. Who knows what you might find out in the process. I guess at the end of the day, what you can learn from this particular episode is there's something out there that maybe people don't seem like they want, but maybe there's something that's a part of that they do want. I mean, think about all the retro clothes, right? All the retro artwork, the popularity of old cars. So if you think about some of these old VHS tapes and maybe old cassettes that have a unique content in them, how could you leverage that to share with an audience? And then once you share it with the audience, how you can leverage that sharing to make a few pennies, right? Make a few dollars. All right, think about that. Think outside the box as you're looking around at things and put those ideas in your journal like I mentioned to you in the last episode. Your little idea journal, remember? All right, so you get out there. You run your race. You get your results and let me hear about that. Yeah, I'm serious. Email me, Tracy@darkhorseschooling.com. Tell me what tip or idea you came away with from any of the episodes, even if it's this one. This silly one, VHS tapes. What is he talking about? What tips or idea you came away with, how you put it into action, and what results you got from it. Who knows? Probably even bring you on the show and let you share your journey with my audience. Until next time, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkmann.